Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I waited for you.
Get into that balance. Could you hold your paper up a little
Oh,
higher?
sure.
Just up a little bit higher, need to have balance on it.
Oh,
Ready?
Guys, let me know when you're ready.
I'll say it.
Ready? All right. Well, good morning. I'm Joe Masalam, Vice President of Operations for DTE Energy. Thank you for joining me today. We wanted to give an update on the restoration progress from the storm that came through the area yesterday. A severe system of storms that expanded all the way from the top to the bottom of our Southeast Michigan service territory impacted approximately 90,000 customers. Throughout the course of the evening and late into the night last night, we were able to restore 30,000 of those customers for 60,000 remaining this morning. Although about 97% of our customers are still with power, we want to let everybody know we're laser focused on the remaining 3% that are out of power. We expect to have 80% of those customers restored sometime today, and the remaining up to 100% of the customers will be restored sometime tomorrow by end of day. So I want to take an opportunity to explain the way our restoration process works. The first thing we do when we see a storm coming is we start getting prepared. We start looking to see where the storm's going to hit. Because this storm was an entire territory event, we stage cruised across our entire territory. We start talking with foreign crews from outside of our area and preparing them and getting them rolling as well. Once the storm makes contact, we really take a focus on two things. We work on where our wire downs are and we get our public safety crews dispatched. We have hundreds of public safety crews that dispatched last night for wire down. Once our wire downs are secured, we immediately deploy our damage assessment teams. Our damage assessment team's goal is to get out and understand what the damage looks like, what the problem is in the field, so that our crews are able to get out there, have the right material, have the right part, and know exactly what they're looking at for quick restoration. Once our crews, once our damage assessment and wire downs are in progress, we immediately move to our service restoration priorities. Our service restoration priorities always start with our most critical infrastructure, our police and fire, our hospitals, our schools, our pumping stations, anything that may cause any type of large scale problems or prevent any type of public safety, we start there. Then we immediately move to large customer restoration. So we look for our circuits with the most customers out. And once those customers are restored, we start moving down the line to our single customer restorations. Single customers are often the last restored in a storm because it's one customer per one crew. We know this can be incredibly frustrating for those customers, but we want to let our customers know that we know you're out, we've got crews available, and as soon as those crews are available to get out after the other restoration, we'll be out there and we should have you all wrapped up by tomorrow. For customers experiencing single restoration, to prevent this in the future, typically a single line comes down in a yard because a tree in the yard comes down and hits it. So for the ease of restoration in the future and to prevent these type of outages, we ask that you keep any trees anywhere near the power lines in your yard trimmed back so they never reach anywhere near the trees. And we also ask that any trees or bushes that you plant in the yard that you keep well back from any type of in contact with the wire. So with that, we want to let everybody know that we're on the ball. We'll be working 24/7. We have thousands of crews in the field. Our full goal will be to get everybody restored sometime tomorrow evening. With that, any questions?
I do have a quick question.
Sure.
If you, and I'm sure you guys have received calls, many calls, and possible complaints, and I've heard people talk about, this was just like a 20-minute storm, and how in the world could this knock out our power? I was even caught in the storm, but this is Detroit. I understand that there was different areas that were hit harder than others, hail and things like that. But can you just speak to, it doesn't matter about the longevity of the storm or how long the storm was. It's more about other things. You just talked about trees falling on the down power line. So can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Because people will look at this storm as a very minor one. So how could it knock out as many people's power as it did? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, severity of storm, although it may be short in duration, it's the power of the wind speed you usually have to keep an eye on. On this particular case, we clocked 62 mile per hour winds at the Detroit City Airport. That's a very heavy wind gust. and it's not uncommon for trees. A lot of the damage we saw yesterday was from trees well outside of areas we would have trimmed. 70-foot tree falls 50 foot outside of our trimming area, strikes a pole. That's the type of thing that happens when you have large wind gusts like that.
I know some power outages are caused by falling limbs. What about older lines? Are they? Do we have problem with older line experiencing heavy winds?
Yeah, I think any system, typically lines fall when struck. So it's unusual for a line to fall without being struck by something. So in any situation, newer, older, when you have a large tree fall, it'll typically take a line down. You guys good?
I can't even get there. But these guys, what are they?